White Snake 3 or White Snake Floating, Afloat. Translation is a funny thing. But anyway, I'm talking about the Chinese animated film series based on the legend of White Snake, a lady demon who marries a human and things happen. Yeah. Yes, these movies are very romantic, very actiony, and their characters are just so much, but in the best way. They have so much muchness. It's wonderful. So, you see the first one is when you first meet the characters. White Snake, the very kind but very powerful lady. Her sister Green Snake, who is also powerful, snarky, a little bit more dangerous, or at least more violent. Let's see. You got the boyfriend. Ugh, I cannot pronounce his name correctly. Not gonna bother. The boyfriend had a talking dog. Yeah, mostly for comic relief and to say this is a bad idea. The bad guy, who is somehow like representative of Buddhism. I don't know Chinese history well enough to really dissect that, so I'm not going to. And then you have the fox lady. Fox spirits were always known to be tricky, but in this version, Miss Fox is kind of a very funny sales lady who has like unlimited powers to, make deals to help our heroes with their problems. Like she's very neutral to who the heroes and who the bad guys are, but she always does it with so much cheek that she's a great character. So yeah, and the second one, it's more about Green Snake and she goes into this like futuristic apocalyptic version, and that was cool. That was really, really cool. A little long in some parts, and I missed the other characters, but it was a lovely example of what makes Green Snake such a fun character. This third one, like, here's a big spoiler alert. I really think that the order that these movies came out was a little mixed up and jumbled. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just what happened with their production company. I don't know. To me, that made it a bit more exciting because I wasn't sure, like, what was going to happen or how this was going to connect. But it did. It did, and I just watched the third one, and I felt all the same sort of joys and drama that I felt when I watched the first one. God, I'm rooting for the characters. I'm like telling the characters, oh no, you don't want to do that. Oh, she's mad. There was just so much to it. Oh, God, it's just a really fun series. Do I think it's for anyone? I think you have to be open to strange and magical Chinese mythology to really get into it. I think you have to be open to its very quiet sort of pace. It's very, very lovely, and a lot of the humor and action is very fast. But the story takes its time, and I think that's a lovely, lovely thing. So, White Snake Afloat actually takes place in like the 12th century. Yeah, the first one 500 years before that. God, it's amazing to, have such a long history. Wow. As an American, I don't really know how deep that can be. But yeah, that's amazing. Anyway, so the two Snake sisters, they're living in the human world. White Snake just got married. She's keeping her husband out of the loop about her magic powers and her magic family. And it's got a really bewitched feel about it, where the two sisters are constantly using their magic to help people, and while Green Snake's laughing at it all, she does genuinely, grow to like her human in-laws. Like in this case, the dog is reincarnated into a police chief, and he is a noble character. I'm not kidding. Yes, for silly reasons, they decided to, make him dog-like in some little tiny aspects. I'm not saying he like scratches his like ear with his foot, but he sometimes will growl and apparently knows some kind of martial art of like dog style. But oh my goodness, he is so sweet. Like one of the funniest parts of this whole movie was he has great respect for his sister-in-law, Green Snake, like so much. And he's like, she's such a good woman. We need to find her a man. We need to get her married and that'll make her happy. He sets up all kinds of innocent villagers to go on speed dating with her, and you good intentioned fool. But no, seeing how she like just beats and humiliates each one of them, it's a sour kind of hilarious. And yeah, I like seeing how comfortable she gets in this world. Like, Whitesnake is just happy to, be the quiet wife and help her husband, who, very nobly is trying to like be a doctor in a very small village. But what's really cool is that all the power in the universe, and she just wants to help people. So sweet. Of course, the angst and the drama of it all is, oh, you kept a big secret, and bad guys take advantage of it. Ugh. Yeah, yeah. You've seen that plot before, animation or live action. You've seen that before. But what makes it all right in this is just the gorgeous animation and just the way the characters embrace each moment and each like feeling that comes across them. It's done sincerely enough and maybe just quick enough to keep my interest that I loved it. I loved it so much. Hmm. I want to watch it all over again, and I really should watch the Green Snake movie again. It's been too long. So, who do I think should watch this movie besides me again? I think if you've already seen the first two movies, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Yeah, it's got its own like flavor, its own set, while still being everything that was likable about the first one and more. If you're an animation fan, yeah, I absolutely think you can appreciate all the wonderful like choices, all the different characters made and the animators made, whether, certain stuff was ironic intentionally or purposefully, it was just done so sweetly. Just all the little things, like all the ways the characters adapted into this like new set while still being the same people. It was so cute. Let's see. People who aren't animation fans and just want to watch movies, you have to be open-minded to not recognizing certain rules with these, spirits and demons and Buddhists and whatnot. You have to be open-minded to that. You have to be open-minded to that this is a very old time period. And yeah, you have to, be cool with how silly it can be at times. It's not childishly silly, though I will say it's a little bit less naughty than the first one. So I think it is a little bit more kid appropriate than the first one, but by oh so little. Yeah. Either way, I really did love Whitesnake the first movie. I just adore Green Snake's movie, and this one, yeah, just reminded me why I love them, and I love this one too. I really, really do. I don't think it's for everyone. I think some moviegoers who aren't open to, you know, slow, silly, very mystical animation won't care for it. They might think it's a little over the top, and that's fine. It's just not for those people. It's okay if a movie is not for everyone. But for me, this movie was very, very good, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm just so happy I saw it. Oh, I've been waiting since I heard it was announced for months ago. I can't wait. And this is the first time that it's occurred to me is that maybe I want to hear the American dub version, or, the English speaking version. Why? Dubs can be so cringy, they really can be. But sometimes to, make up for like the literal like interpretations, people will add new like lines to like really paint the characters. So that's why I'd like to watch like an English speaking version. I'm scared, but excited. So excited.